Josef was getting older, and I remember him talking often. He would say something about, when I'm 80, I probably won't be traveling that much, and then I'm going to begin traveling in my contacts, in my contact sheets, you know. And so it was around that time that he actually began to think, okay, this is time to create a foundation and you know, get everything in order. The goal, the mission of the foundation is, I've been involved with other foundations as well, and it's generally pretty much the same, which is to maintain the integrity of the artist's wish, and maintain the integrity of their work, to make sure that what is done in the future, when they're no longer around to make the decisions, is going to be very much in the line of the decisions that he was making when he was alive, and to preserve the work and to actually to make it known for generations, actually.
Josef's explicitly clear in his decision about his legacy. In 2020, Josef donated more than 2,000 photographs to 4 institutions in the Czech Republic. The primary institution with whom we have a very close working relationship is the Museum of Decorative Arts in Prague, which holds more than 2,500 of his photographs and related material. And the foundation was established to support those institutions and the institutions around the world who've collected Josef's photographs for decades, to support them as they continue to present his work in exhibition form and book form to the public.
I have enormous material, so I have the foundation. I don't know anything about money, and I was never interested in money. But I know that in this moment, foundation work very well. Principal thing is, the photography is important for them.
He wants to control every little detail. He wants to have control over every element. He's very concerned about making sure things are right. He always wants the right information to be there. If a picture is of a certain place, he wants it to be sure that it's in that place. If it's in a certain year, he really would like to know that it's in that year. And himself is very well organized. I've been to many photographers' places, and I open a box and sometimes it's sort of chaos. Sometimes there's a certain level of order. But Josef's done it almost the way that a museum would do it sometimes, where he has a list right inside the top of the box where you know what's inside the box. You know, very careful organization.
So the foundation started from a position of great privilege, because Josef was so well organized with his records and his archives, which ranges from, of course, the photographic negatives, starting already in the late 1950s, books, information related to past exhibitions, contact sheets, travel passes, Josef's personal maps, which are, very highly detailed maps of his travels that he kept during his travels on his different projects. So it's a wide range of material, to photographic prints, posters, lots of historical information. And we're now really investing our energy in digitizing the very rich archive we have inside the foundation, so that we have excellent reproductions for all the purposes we will need in the future. One of the great advantages of the solution that we built together with Fuji is exactly the adaptability. We're able to handle all the materials in the archive, the different kinds of materials we have in the archive, and we can very rapidly change from one kind of material to another as the priorities change, as they often do. So the results are critically important. As we interface with museums around the world, the quality of what we produce for the foundation must be as good or better than everyone that we're working with. So the quality is fantastic. We're able to do things today which just a few years ago were either very difficult or impossible.
Well, we want to digitize, for example, this newspaper here. And for this, we've decided we want to have it full frame digitized. This is, in this case, if you expand it, 510 ppi. and the camera moves precisely in this position for the desired resolution. And what you can see here, you have multiple options to control your workflow. You can have the live view on top of the camera on the screen. We have an HDMI output here for convenient control of the resolution and the placement. And we can have the live view on the computer as well. You place your object in your proper position, and then you just use the foot panel to capture. And you have an instant preview of your result of the high-res image on the computer. So you can check your result, check the resolution and the sharpness, and with a 102 megapixel sensor, you can really go into details and capture the full information of your object. In this case, you can see the print pattern. You can be really sure that the quality and the resolution is high enough to capture every detail of the original, which is important for preservation purpose. We built a high-end scanner. This high-end scanner fulfills the highest standards of digitization when it comes to accurate color and tonal reproduction, geometry of the image, resolution and dynamic range. The GFX camera system has a medium format sensor with a resolution of 102 megapixels, and this allows us to capture the large objects up to A1 plus size with the desired resolution. It is essential that the camera is able to capture the full tonal range of a negative. And to give numbers, the medium format sensor of the camera delivers an image data of 16-bit color depth and a dynamic range of more than 14 stops. And this makes sure that all the fine graduated shadows and highlight details are captured, which is in the material and you want to preserve.
The fact that we ourselves are able to produce best quality digital reproductions of all the artworks when it is no longer in the possession of the foundation, it might be in an institution somewhere. Not only do we have the record, but we're actually able to provide them with pre-scanned things so that it makes it easier for them because they have so many demands on their resources and their time. Of course, then things are remotely accessible on the internet for people that, looking at their collection. Somebody in Tibet can look at Josef's work that somebody that wasn't able to come to Prague or to go to New York, where there's other, works by Josef. But to have what we're doing now is, with the stand, is copying many of the documents which are unique, keeping those alive and accessible. It's fantastic.
So documenting an archive of this scale is no small task. Josef's career spans more than 6 decades. He's produced more than 50 monographic and books and exhibition catalogs and books that he's been a part of, easily more than 1.5 million images and several 100,000 objects and related material that form the archive of the Josef Koudelka Foundation.